What's going on, guys? So today is a very rainy day, and it appears it's going to be raining pretty much all this week. And I wanted to do this video out at the RV, but I figured I'll just do it in my garage where I'm not going to get wet. Anyways, today's video is to go over 3 really great tools that you can get off of Amazon at an incredibly affordable price. The most expensive of these 3 tools is going to be the center one, which is still under $50. But everything here is definitely something you want to consider if you're going to be getting into RVing and you want to have equipment that can help you in a bind, help you diagnose issues, as well as make the process of removing and installing panels 100 times easier. Hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, so these 3 items, again, all purchased off of Amazon, very affordable, very easy to get. And again, the most expensive one here is this center one, which is still under $50. And, you know, surprisingly, when you see what this is, if you already know what this is, you would assume it would be far more expensive than that. But all 3 of these are very important if you plan on getting into RVing, or you own an RV and you want to be able to diagnose some problems that you may be having, especially while you're out at a campground. You don't want to disrupt the entire trip, and you want to have some tools which can help you. Now, one thing I have always talked about is if you get into RVing, you have to kind of be handy. You have to be able to operate basic power tools. One of the most important power tools you can have is a power screwdriver or power drill. Whether it's an impact driver or a power drill, they both can really do kind of the same functions, but a power drill and a power impact driver would definitely be your best option. But if you're just going to get one, if you're budget conscious, then a power drill is definitely something you might need. I carry both the 12 volt and the 20 volt line of drills from DeWalt. Basically, this is a more compact, lighter weight solution if I'm going to be working up high and I don't want to carry something super bulky around. But yeah, this is a really cool tool, and you can see I have a bit already on it. But why do I have that specific bit? So the bit that I pretty much keep on the drill at almost all times is either a Phillips head bit or this Kreg No. 2 square drive bit set. And the reason why I keep one of these bits on there is because 99% of the screws that are used inside of an RV are a square No. 2 bit drive. And this specific tool right here, or attachment, is only going to cost you under $10, and it's going to give you a tremendous amount of flexibility when it comes to removing screws. Now, the other really nice thing about using this specific bit set is the fact that it securely holds onto the screw whenever you plan on installing or removing a screw. What that means is if you're familiar with Phillips head bits and you take a screw out or you're trying to put it in, typically the Phillips head bit itself won't hold onto the screw, so you have to use 2 hands to kind of position everything in place. With this and a square head drive, it really does a great job holding onto the screw. So if you need to use your left hand or your right hand for something else, this gives you the ability to install stuff, especially up high where you may not be able to reach normally with 2 hands. Maybe you have to reach really high up to either secure or take a screw off. That being said, it's also a good idea to get extra No. 2 square head screws. So pocket hole screws, things like that, are really great options because they hold very well. They cut through wood very cleanly, and typically they won't split the wood. So very good options to have when you're going to be RVing. Number 2 is this endoscope. What does that mean? This is essentially a camera at the end of a very long cord. What this gives you the ability of doing is snaking this into areas where you might have a problem. So for instance, you might have a leak in your underbelly, or you might think you have a leak, or you might have a problem with your AC and your ducting, and you want to get into that tight area to see what's going on. This specific one, which I actually picked up again off of Amazon, it's only like $45. It works really well, and it gives you the ability to have a camera. They say this is 1080p. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it's that high resolution, but it's not bad resolution. You can adjust the actual rotation of the picture, so if you need to flip it upside down, depending on where the scope is, it might be upside down when you get it to where it needs to be. And this just helps you orient the picture so you can see what you need to see. You can put an SD card inside of it, and you can actually record or take pictures to that SD card. You can adjust your screen brightness and make the screen brighter or dimmer. You have the ability to adjust the flashlight on the front as well, so it can be brighter or dimmer. Let me see right there. You can probably see it getting brighter. So this is a very, very great tool to have if you're going to be diagnosing issues and you want to look in areas that you might typically not be able to see. It uses a rubber-coated line, which is also really nice, which means if it comes in contact with electricity, you're unlikely to cause any type of a spark or any type of damage. But very, very cool product. Again, $45. It is rechargeable, which is really nice, and it charges with a USB cable that you plug in, and they include the USB end, so you just need to have the wall adapter for it to work. Again, it takes a SD card, so you can either use it just live all the time, or you can throw a micro SD card inside of it, and it gives you the ability to record the picture image to that card so you can review it later on maybe a laptop or on your smartphone, something like that. Very cool product. Definitely something that I get use out of anytime I am trying to explore, diagnose what's going on. And I'll put a link to all of this stuff in the description of the video so you know where to get it if you're interested. This last one is something that can come in really, really handy in an RV, mainly because 99% of RVs use gas and electric, and you never want the two to mix. You especially don't want gas to mix with fire or flame or spark. So if you ever detect or feel like there could be a gas leak, or you just want to check occasionally, this is a very, very low-cost tool. You can buy it on Amazon. Again, I think it's under $30, and it gives you the ability to sniff for gas leaks. It looks for all sorts of combustible gases, natural gas, gasoline, spraying fuel, propane, solvents, all sorts of things that could potentially cause a fire if a spark is introduced to it. And again, it just sniffs around for any type of a gas leak. Now, I had an opportunity to test this in the house. I actually upset my wife because I was turning on the stove very low to see if this would sniff it, and then it starts making this incredibly loud noise to let you know that it's sniffing it and how much of it it's sniffing. But the whole point of this is just really to alert you to areas that you might be concerned with. Once you're done connecting your propane, once you're done turning off your stoves, your valves, different things that you could potentially have a leak. Because we all know an RV is a rolling earthquake, and something could break loose, something could cause an issue, and you want to try to figure out what that something could be before it turns into something really, really bad. So this is something I recommend picking up. I've heard really good reviews about it, and I've heard a few bad reviews, but overall the reviews are very, very positive on this. And again, I'll put a link in the description of this video if this is something you might be interested in. It comes with a really nifty little carrying case, so you can pack it up and keep it in your underbelly. But yeah, these are the three items that are something I really feel that you would want if you're an RVer. All super low cost. The combined price of all three of them is under $100, which is also really nice. So again, I will put a link in the description of this video to all three of these items if these are things you might be interested in. I stock up on these because I always seem to lose them for some reason, or I keep them in different areas. They come in really handy, and I definitely have multiple sets of these, as you can tell, because I have one on the front of the drill. This is super cool, this is super cool, and they work pretty dang well. You do have to practice with this, so I definitely recommend practicing how you orient the cable to get it where you're trying to go. Anyways, guys, check out the link in the description if these are things you might be interested in. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.